Coming up, get the latest on City Council's chicken ordinance vote. Also, Bruce Springsteen helps out a local food bank. Find out how next on the Rockbridge Report.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Mickey Gorman.
And I'm Laura Lindsay Tatum. At its last meeting, Lexington City Council postponed a vote on a proposed chicken ordinance. If approved, the proposal would allow residents to buy a permit and keep chickens in the city. The council is expected to vote on the proposal at tonight's meeting. Scott Harrison has a preview.
After several years of public squawking, Lexington City Council is expected to vote tonight on whether to allow residents to own chickens in the city. Opponents of the proposal say chickens are loud, messy, and could hurt property values. But local author Pat Foreman and other chicken supporters don't see it that way.
By far the biggest obstacles, I would say, it's plural, is prejudice and beliefs that the archetype of chickens are these stupid, brainless, mindless, dirty, smelly beings.
Supporters say backyard chickens can decrease yard waste, help backyard gardens, and provide a healthy local food supply. Councilmember Bob Lira says his biggest concern is expectations. He says city residents don't expect to be around farm animals.
I haven't seen compelling evidence to drive me to the conclusion that we should pass an ordinance to permit chickens in the city of Lexington.
It is legal to own chickens in the county, but chicken supporters have not yet gotten the nod in Lexington. If the proposed ordinance is passed, city residents would be able to keep up to 6 hens on their property. Roosters would not be allowed, and the hens would need to be kept in backyard pens. Violations could result in a fine, so it's still unclear whether City Council's vote tonight will end all the squabbling. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Scott Harrison.
Chicken supporters have been asking City Council to permit hens in the city for 5 years. That might happen if a majority of them agree tonight.
On Tuesday, President Barack Obama and Republican challenger Mitt Romney met in a town hall-style debate. It got a bit heated and confrontational, especially over national security. Romney criticized President Obama's foreign policy Tuesday night, calling out the president for his treatment of Arab Springs. He also said the president's immigration policies, citing lax treatment on the borders, threatening American security. Most importantly, Romney singled out Obama for his response to the attack on the American consulate in Benghazi.
The president, the day after that happened, flies to Las Vegas for a political fundraiser, then the next day to Colorado for another event, another political event. I think these actions taken by a president and a leader have symbolic significance.
President Obama was equally critical of Romney's domestic policies, including the governor's tax and gun control plans. Responding to Governor Romney's accusation that he would play politics with the attacks on Benghazi on September 11th, the president stood firm in his commitment to find out who was ultimately responsible for the attacks.
I stood in the Rose Garden and I told the American people and the world that we were going to find out exactly what happened, that this was an act of terror, and I also said that we're going to hunt down those who committed this crime.
Romney's debate marked the second time in as many weeks that Romney took the opportunity to chastise President Obama's actions abroad. Last Monday, Romney was at the Virginia Military Institute. He told cadets that the attacks had to do with poor relationships in the Middle East.
The attacks on America last month should not be seen as random acts. They're expressions of a larger struggle that is playing out across the broader Middle East.
The president and Governor Romney will meet for their third and final debate next Monday at Lynn University in Boca Raton, Florida.
Vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan was in Lynchburg on Tuesday addressing thousands of supporters at a local business. He was joined by some big names, Virginia Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli and 6th District Congressman Bob Goodlatte. At the rally, the congressman from Wisconsin criticized President Obama for weakening the military. Ryan says the president supports a budget reduction deal that would cut defense spending. The president says the Department of Defense signed off on this deal. This was Congressman Ryan's second trip to Virginia in as many weeks.
You have within your control the responsibility. You're a battleground state. That means many Americans in other states are looking to each and every one of you to help make this happen.
After visiting Lynchburg, Congressman Ryan headed to Ohio on Wednesday to watch the Cleveland Browns practice. Tonight he'll speak at a rally in Southwest Florida.
We'll break down the first debate between Representative Bob Goodlatte and his Democratic challenger, Andy Schmuckler.
Let's turn over this log. Yeah. Whoa! I like the big black ones. I like the brown wiggly ones.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Get out and explore nature. There's surprises everywhere. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Anyone up for dessert?
The magical thing about using energy wisely is that anyone can do it. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off computers and game systems when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Grab a grown-up and go online to energy.gov/kids.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yup.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
Cotton balls. Duct tape. Spoon. Needle. Thread. Scalpel.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Last Saturday, 6th District U.S. Congressman Bob Goodlatte and challenger Andy Schmuckler debated for the first time at Breckenridge Middle School in Roanoke. Congressman Goodlatte is trying for his 11th term representing the city of Roanoke and parts of the state up to Shenandoah County. The congressman said the country does not need more big government and also called for spending cuts. He said government growth was significantly hampered the private sector.
We are headed in the wrong direction in solving our healthcare problems. Let's first look at what we need to do with Medicare.
Schmuckler was critical of Congressman Goodlatte's rating from the NAACP. He said that Goodlatte got a grade of F on the civil rights organization's legislative report card. Schmuckler strongly disagreed with Goodlatte's characterization of the so-called Obamacare. He said the health system needs to be reviewed in the near future.
It is not a Medicare problem. It is an American health system problem. And we have an inefficient system, and we have a system which is not well designed to help the American people get the health care they need.
Congressman Bob Goodlatte and Joe Wilson will be speaking at Washington and Lee's Lee Chapel about their political experiences and the upcoming election. That talk happens on October 24th.
Washington and Lee University students have been volunteering at local elementary and middle schools for several years. Now they've gone up a few grades. 3 years ago, Washington and Lee students started tutoring Rockbridge County High School students. 3 days a week, W&L students can be found at the RCHS library, ready to assist with assignments. Librarian Amanda Merrill says it is more than academic help. She says the most important part of the program is developing relationships and giving the kids positive role models.
Yeah, we started a college application and SAT prep program, and so that is also completely run by W&L students. They come in the afternoons and help students with their college essays as well as getting ready for SATs.
Tutors are available Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 3:30 to 4:30.
From stovetop experiments to booming businesses, craft breweries are appearing all over the country. Despite being a drop in the nationwide bucket, 2 local breweries are finding early success. Rockbridge reporter Alex Maragos has the story.
Year after year, Americans are drinking less beer, but there are still more breweries in the United States than any other country in the world. This is partly due to the rise of small, independent breweries like Devil's Backbone Brewing Company on Route 11. Chief Operating Officer Hayes Humphreys says craft beer sales are up in an otherwise bleak brewing market.
Definitely riding a growing industry right now. Beer in general is on the decline. Overall beer consumption in the U.S. is down year after year, but craft consumption is on the rise.
Bill Hamilton opened the much smaller Blue Lab Brewing Company on Randolph Street 2 years ago. He and co-owner Tom Lovell have built their business around beer drinkers growing tired of the same old styles and tastes.
People like trying different things, and it's a market that just continues to grow no matter what we do, and it's still only 5% of the market.
Devil's Backbone can brew in a day what Blue Lab can in a year, but both Hamilton and Humphreys credit a new Virginia law for helping their business.
The new law that came out July 1st, SB 604, that we could sell pints on premise without selling food, brought in this new bar, so we can, you can come in and have a pint right here.
The law gives breweries a new way to sell beer to local consumers. Humphreys says it can also save a brewery money.
Rather than having to pay money to your distributor and money to your retailer, now you get to keep all that margin for yourself. So the number of breweries in Virginia is about to blow up.
This is good news for craft beer drinkers across the state, who often enjoy their favorite brews at local restaurants. Both Blue Lab and Devil's Backbone are available at several Lexington restaurants. Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Sammy Moore says that local breweries are getting a boost from vibrant local restaurants.
In the last 10 years, we've just had restaurant after restaurant after restaurant come, bring in different types of, eating environments, and they've all been successful.
Devil's Backbone plans to nearly double its production and workforce within the next year. Blue Lab also hopes to expand after recently brewing its 100th batch. This is no small feat, Hamilton says, considering half of all U.S. microbreweries are broke within 1 year. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Alex Maragos.
Last weekend, Devil's Backbone won 2 gold medals at the Great American Beer Festival. Over 4,000 beers from more than 600 breweries competed at the annual event in Denver, Colorado.
Virginians have been making wine since the 1700s, but by the 1970s, only 6 wineries were operating in the state. Today, there are more than 200. One in Rafine, Rockbridge Vineyard, offers wine lovers reason to raise their glasses. The vineyard celebrated its 20th year earlier this month with the annual Fall Harvest Festival. 300 people came out for the day-long event. The festival featured live music, wine tastings, and hay rides. The award-winning vineyard makes 21 types of wine. Some grapes are harvested in Rafine, with others coming from Amherst and Nelson counties. Each year, the vineyard produces around 11,000 cases of wine and caters mostly to the customers in the Shenandoah Valley.
After the break, we'll take a look at the cool autumn weather on its way to the Rockbridge area.
I understand you need a little help with your mortgage. Want to avoid foreclosure. Candy? Well, you're in luck. We're experts in this sort of thing. Mortgage, rigmarole, whatnot. Why don't we get a contract? Who wants a contract?
Here you go, Pete.
Thanks, Betty.
Write a toner.
If you're facing foreclosure, talk to the right people. Speak with HUD-approved housing counselors free of charge at 888-995-HOPE.
Yes, ready. Go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
So, are you going out tonight? I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work. That's so gay. Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia.
Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone, but you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
Welcome back. Now it's time for our 5-day weather forecast. Thunderstorms tonight will lead us into partly cloudy skies tomorrow. The high will be 70 with a low of 42 degrees. The weekend will be a little cooler with a high of 60 on Saturday and a low of 39 and partly cloudy skies. Sunday will kick off a sunny week with a high of 64 and a low of 39. Monday's high is expected to be 72 with a low of 46. Closing out our 5-day forecast, Tuesday has a high of 74 and a low of 49 with another sunny sky.
Legendary rocker Bruce Springsteen has donated 4 VIP tickets for his concert this Tuesday in Charlottesville. It's a benefit for the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. Earlier, I spoke on over the phone with Michael McKee, the food bank's chief of planning and philanthropy.
Now, how did you get the tickets from Bruce Springsteen?
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band support food banks all over the country, and their representatives contacted us early last week, and said, we have 4 tickets available. The package would come with backstage passes and great seats, and you can auction them off, which we've done. In addition, they're allowing us to collect food donations and are promoting that, and cash donations. They're on site at the concert.
What did the highest bid go for?
$3,600.
And how do you plan on using that money at your food bank?
It goes right into providing food for people in need, and every dollar that people contribute allows us to provide 4 meals. So quickly doing the math, $3,600 allows us to provide 14,400 meals to people in need.
Say you've got a medical emergency in Buena Vista. You call an ambulance, but no one comes for almost 30 minutes. This isn't rare. If the Buena Vista Rescue Squad can't answer an emergency call, you'd have to wait for a backup crew from Lexington, Fairfield, or Glasgow. The city's fire department bought an ambulance to improve response times, but city council won't let them use it. The council says only the rescue squad can take people to the hospital in Buena Vista. The city is waiting to hear from Rockbridge County before making a final decision.
2 Rafine residents will have to shut down their dog kennel if county supervisors go along with a recommendation from the Planning Commission. Jody Lynch and Elaine Hartenovich said they didn't know they were violating zoning laws by running their kennel, called Coldwater Labs, but neighbors have continued to complain.
I go out on my front porch to sing to my children, and these dogs run me back in.
And the noise is unreal. You get up in the house of a night, go to the bathroom, your dog's barking.
That's all we have for you tonight. For the latest on Rockbridge County, visit our website at rockbridgereport.washingtonandlee.net. For Mickey Gorman, I'm Laura Lindsay Tatum. Have a good night.